Here she is sleeping. Literally a second ago, she was trying to get me up to go for our walk. So then I decided to get up, maybe walk around outside to trick her a little bit. Let's see if she comes. Come on, puppy. Here she comes. Come on, girly girl. So today is the perfect day, I feel like, to make a video about trying to get into the flow state when you're not in the flow state, when you're frustrated. Come on, doggy girl. Let's go. She's like, this isn't our walk. You're tricking me. Trying to get in the flow state and nothing that you seem to be doing works. Come on, puppy love. Because today was one of those days for me that things were just taking really long and problems were arising, and so I'm uploading a video. I've been working on it for like weeks. Subliminal meditation video. I'm super excited about it. But I've been working on it for like 6 hours, and it's time for me to get outside and to take a little break. And the internet just went out. So I finally finished working on it, downloading it, uploading it, finding the right program, and now the internet's not working, so I can't upload it right now. So I just was thinking about the flow, right? Like all day. And how when you know you're in the flow, things are very easy. So for example, I thought she would come with me, but she's pretending to be tired now. So for example, this morning, sometimes I feel, ooh, is it better for me to stay home and work on projects at home in the jungle and maybe get a sub for my yoga teacher, my yoga class? So this morning I felt that, and I only have like an hour to find a sub, and if nobody shows up, then I go to work. So I always decide, okay, I'll just put it out there, and if somebody responds, if I'm supposed to stay home and work at home today, then I'll find a sub. And if I'm not, if it's better for me to go to work and to teach my yoga class and go in town, then nobody will sub for me, and then I'll go into work. So today I did that because I felt at the last minute, I was like, oh no, am I supposed to stay home? And what do you know, 10 minutes before I was supposed to leave, puppy love, Sirena. 10 minutes before I was supposed to leave, somebody told me that they could sub my class, which is divine timing, right? That's being in the flow, being in alignment, doing and being what is easiest with the least effort for your best benefit, choosing the path that will benefit you the most. So you can just kind of connect to that through your intention. Hey, here they come. There's my girls. You can kind of try to connect to the flow through your intention. Like I just suggested, what I did this morning. And then you can also, when you're having trouble, today, I'm so excited to be sharing these meditations. Actually, if you guys have been watching all my videos, you might know that I'm also a DJ. I used to DJ in New York when I lived there for 8 years. I still am a DJ, but right now I'm focusing on live music and meditations and wellness and just other offerings that require my energy. So I love music. I'm very connected to music and sound healing. And so I love making mixes and DJing and music. And so I know that working on the computer can be kind of time consuming, and sitting in front of the computers and looking at the screen, and it can be tiring. And then before you know it, 8 hours goes by and you haven't even eaten food or drank water because you're so focused on it, right? So today was one of those days, and I was having a lot of problems. I was picking the wrong software system to use. Hola. And then I couldn't download it, and you don't need to hear all the details, but it was just one of those days where it was just like every single choice I chose was like the wrong one. And I just was trying to get it done because I've been wanting to get it done and I've been excited about it. One thing that I notice is having expectations. So today and, you know, the last time I worked on it, my expectation was, oh, I'm going to like do it, finish it today and have it downloaded and, you know, be ready to be posted tomorrow. And it's like the whole day went by and I didn't get any progress done and I didn't even know how to fix it, you know? So I think that keeps you out of the flow. Expectations they create a condition, right? That it has to be this way. So then when it's not that way, you get really upset and then you try to force it. So that's what happens when you're going against the flow. And, you know, we all do this. And I was doing this today as well. Like, I'm not perfect. So I was just like, come on, like, why isn't it working? And blah, blah, blah. And like, you know, how do I get it to work? And what should I do to make it work? Should I not be doing it? Should I be doing it in which way? Like, you know, because sometimes it just is a different way that needs to be done. Or, you know, you need to take a break. Usually that's what it is to take a break. Usually you just need to take a break. You just need to eat some food. Maybe even take a nap, maybe walk around outside. I mean, right now I'm walking around outside. It feels really nice. I did finally get to a stopping point where I feel like, I made progress, you know, but still I wanted to keep working. And now there's another thing that happened. Now there's no internet. So more, not problems, just things that are derailing me in a different direction. So I think when you are having things like, when you're not in the flow, just trying to answer somebody's question that they posted on my video, like how to describe more about getting into the flow and like what that is, I guess. So, yeah, being in the flow is easy. It's like what I said this morning. Oh, like, you know, if going to work would be great for me today, going to town and teaching my yoga class, then I'll find a yoga teacher sub instantly. You know, just allowing the universe to choose for you and surrendering. So I think in situations like, you know, today, for example, where I was kind of forcing or trying to figure it out without patience, and I would kind of pause. Several times I would only spend a few minutes trying this program or this search route, you know, because when you're online, it's like, how many ways could you solve a problem? Like support chats, like Reddit, Google, ChatGPT, like customer service, you know, so downloading different programs. I downloaded multiple programs, and then if it wasn't easy, if I spent more than like 5 or 10 minutes, or if it was like not intuitive to figure out, I kind of moved on to the next step. Buenas tardes. So it's definitely a process and, you know, surrendering. So for whatever reason, I'm supposed to be resting now or taking a break from the computer, probably because I was staring at the screens for too long, and maybe it's going to give me a headache, or maybe it's gonna not make me feel good. So the internet went out to get me off, you know, my computer, because what I was doing was I was laying down, I was gonna take a little rest, I was actually gonna read a book on my computer, but I think I needed to get off the computer because I was staring at the screen for the whole day. So, and yeah, I mean, being in the flow is easy to acknowledge as well. You see things that are good, and you can get in the flow by doing that as well, by acknowledging when you're in the flow. So even if something is good, oh, I'm on time, you know, you can like catch it, or you can like find it by just being grateful or appreciative for things that happen in the moment. Like you almost want to look for it and be excited to find the next flow, for example. Like when my friend was here, we both were just, you know, and that's easy. You know, when you are really having a good time, notice it, pay attention to it, don't ignore it. And then I guess you'll practice it by doing that. So when it's easy, you can practice, so you can see, oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. Like every minute or two, we just were like, in the flow, look at that, in the flow. You know, things are like affordable. Oh, we got there quick. Like there's the turn. We didn't even look at the map. Like, it's just like, you don't have to try. And I think this is the philosophy of Taoists, following the Tao, basically, which I haven't even really looked into very much. But from what I know about it, it's exactly this. So it's the path of least resistance. It's basically what I talked about in my most recent video, being lazy will make you hot. I'm gonna make one soon about being rich, being healthy, being happy, just doing less and observing and acting when you are called to act, when you feel called to act. But if you're constantly moving around and doing and being busy, focusing on things, you won't see the call to act. It's kind of like the difference between a cat and a dog. So the dog is not really in the flow in this example. The dog is like that masculine energy, like let's look at the dogs. Where are they? They're like alert, they're like hunting, they're like playing, they're like energetic, they're like confident, they're like busy, they're doing, they're smelling, they're doing, they're planning, they're making, you know? The dog isn't as aware of the little things that happen. The dog's not gonna be aware that, like, oh look, a little butterfly flew over to that flower, you know? But maybe that's where the flow is. So a cat, for example, is sitting and resting and cultivating its energy, meditating, clearing its mind. The cat is the feminine energy. So the cat is being lazy, like talking about my last video, right? Like being the woman, resting, nourishing itself, loving itself, waiting, calling, being open, being receptive. And then the cat, okay, there's like huge dogs that live here. And the cat is always so aware, right, of everything. Like, I don't know about you guys, but if you have cats at home, like my cats would like chase like a little fly. My one cat, Toby, would like chase that around the house and like catch a fly and just like eat it in his mouth, you know? Dogs can do that too, but cats are like very nimble. So I feel like sitting back, taking some time, slowing yourself down. Let me see the dogs. Where are they? Sorry guys to bother you. So, okay. So, I hope that clears it up a little bit more. Finding the flow, really being in your flow is more connecting to your feminine energy, which we all could benefit from, you know? And just because you're a man, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't connect to your feminine energy. Actually, the men really could benefit from cultivating the right masculine energy. So cultivating feminine energy, but actually also cultivating the masculine energy that is okay with being sensitive and open and loving. Not saying that if you're not this, you're not loving, but allowing yourself to go into those deep emotions. But that's a whole nother video. So finding your flow, if you're not in your flow, if you're struggling. Oh, one more thing that just came up, more of the inner child stuff. It's always about the inner child. The inner child is everything, right? So I just love her happiness. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with her. So the inner child is like our emotions, right? So when we're not in flow, we don't feel good. We're not in flow. We feel frustrated. We feel angry. We feel impatient. We feel tired. We feel annoyed. We don't feel good, right? We feel not positive. Okay. And those emotions, well, all of our emotions really are our inner child, but when we feel that way, our inner child is feeling neglected. And what our inner child wants and why our inner child feels these negative feelings is because, take a guess, what does a child need when a child is tired, when a child is hungry, when a child is annoyed, when a child is sad? What does a child need? It's very easy. Sleep, food, to watch a movie, to go for a walk, to play with a toy, to laugh, to have a hug. That's all we need. And then you'll feel better, and then you'll have a new perspective. You'll be able to find the flow again. Finding the flow is just following your good feelings. So try to get used to not standing up or not putting up with feeling bad. Not pushing it away, but not just ignoring it. A lot of people, and I used to do this as well, would just ignore it. I would ignore it, or I would take drugs to feel different, or I would drink alcohol to feel different. That's a big thing. Oh my gosh, I'm going on a rant a little bit. That's a big thing that people do, and you don't even realize that you're doing it. And if you drink on a daily basis, or if you use substance on a daily basis, you're probably so habitualized to the habit that you don't even consciously know why you're doing it. But what you're doing is you're numbing these inner child feelings of sadness, frustration, anger, blah, 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 blah. And it's interesting because one of my good friends, he has been drinking for a while. If you're watching this, hello, I love you. Don't take it personally. He's been drinking for a while, and I saw him recently, and he just said, because I was saying something about like why I'm sober, why I don't drink. I don't like how it feels. And then he said something like, oh, well, what about drinking, to celebrate? And I didn't even know how to respond to that, 'cause, come on. At first I just was like, what? Like, why would that be a celebration? Because I'm so far detached from that feeling and that way of being. Like, to me, that's not a celebration at all. It makes me feel bad. But when you're blocking the emotions, the unprocessed emotions of the inner child, of the adult self, when you're not holding space to process those negative emotions, which don't feel bad if you're not. A lot of us aren't, and it's honestly not that easy. You got to keep up with it every day. It's literally, it's maintenance. When you're not processing it and you don't have a container to heal it, you create the container of substance abuse. So if you're doing something every day, it's for a reason. So you're basically giving that substance to your inner child and saying, here you go. And then your inner child is getting drunk, and then they feel good. Oh, I'm okay, celebration. But, it's fun for the short term, but honestly, it blocks you from actually healing your inner child. It blocks you from becoming enlightened and finding your true purpose in life. But no judgment there. I'm gonna cut this video because it's getting long, but if you guys want me to talk more about this topic, drop a comment. And so grateful for all the new subscribers. I love you all so much. I literally got like 800 subscribers in the past 2 days or something, or 900. So welcome to all of you beautiful new beings. I'm so grateful to have you all here and listening to my channel. I don't even know how big 1,000 people looks like, honestly, or maybe if I went to a festival. But thank you all so much, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. subscribe to my channel, drop a comment. If you want to have a session with me, I have all of my sessions in my website, which are linked below. And you can always set up a clarity call. Oh no, there's a chicken outside. All right, I think everything's gonna be okay. The dogs were running after a chicken, but they know how to be around the chickens. Oh, it's fine, hopefully. Sienna! Perdón. Estaya. Huh? Oh my gosh, also there's a pig over there. Like, I wish you could see, but there's a little baby pig. Anyway, reach out, let me know how you're doing. I love you all so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.